Annie. So yeah, Gangster Pixie, and with my video today I have a new product that I used and had a lot of fun with. So if you guys want to hear more about the Jaclyn Hill Becca collab, I go ahead and continue watching because I go all over this and swatch it and everything. I'm very interested in the company Becca now, which is, this is my first product I've gotten. Got a couple more coming in the mail from this collab, so I'm pretty excited about that. As you can tell, this is my glazed donut face, and I just had a lot of fun with it. So that's about it. This is definitely a very shiny palette if that's what you're going for, which I personally like, but a lot of people that is a drawback because it does not look natural. So I will go ahead and swatch these for you, but before I do, I actually do want to just go over my opinion. So from just playing out with this so far, the Champagne Pop is pretty fabulous. I would be very happy if you did not feel like getting this palette, but you do want to try Becca. I would try the Champagne Pop as a single. I do think for value wise this is going to be a lot better, but with the blushes I feel like a lot of these, I mean, they're pretty, but they're not anything where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have this palette because of those blushes. And I do actually use blushes a lot, I just have other ones that I prefer more, but I do like that it is in a palette form and that each formulation is a little bit different, which we'll go over. Prosciutto Pop. This is a gold, and when I was watching a lot of people's reviews on this, because I do watch a lot of reviews myself, they were saying that it would be good for darker skin tones. Well, as you can tell, I'm very, very pale, but my skin is very olive. So I actually do really like this color on my cheek, but it is straight up gold. The other thing I was going to say is there is a palette, the Lorac Gold palette, Unzipped Gold I think, that I really wanted simply because there is a gold in there that looks divine. And I feel like this one is going to be a good good substitute for me for doing on my lids when I want a gold look. I have been looking for like a single pot or just something where it's like, okay, this is my gold. I think this one might do that for me. Finally finding one like that. So one thing I will note is every time I touch on here, it leaves marks, which is so frustrating to me. I've tried to like clean it up with a diaper wipe or something with a little, you know, a little wipe, and I can do it, but then it's like, there's not a lot of room, so I feel like you'd have to be like really careful. Anyway, so you don't really want to smudge that you don't want to smudge it. Nobody wants to smudge it. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and swatch these for you guys because I feel like that's pretty important when deciding whether or not to buy a palette. So we've got Champagne Pop in the corner here, which is slightly pink, and it does have a white undertone, I feel like, and I'm going to pick up the Prosciutto Pop, which is straight up gold. So here are the colors. So the top color is Champagne Pop and the bottom is the Prosciutto, which is a gold. Okay, so right here we have Rose Sprints. So this is a very rose gold, or yeah, just straight up rose gold. There is, I don't know, kind of a baby pink to it. But as you can see, it is very, very bright and it is very, very shiny. Next one we've got is Amaretto. Let's try to show you those again. There you go. So first we have Rose Prints here, and then we have Amaretto, which is dark enough I could use it as a bronzer if I wanted. And then the last one is Pamplemousse, maybe? I don't know. And I actually really like this one because it is ridiculously pigmented. So there we go. Those are the 3 colors. The top one definitely has more of a shine. The middle is very matte. I do actually like that middle one a lot. But I'm curious if I will decide to use it more as a bronzer rather than a highlight. And the bottom one is very bright, but it could be layered very easily. So we've got the first color, and then we're gonna layer right on top of it. So I mean, you can go all out color if you want with that one. And the finish is slightly, there's a little bit of a glimmer to it, but not really. Like, I would probably consider this a matte shade. All right, guys, so down to my overall review of this palette. It is packaged very well. The mirror on it is fantastic. I'll try to show you guys that. You know, see my lads? The mirror is very good. The product itself is very pigmented, which is something I look for in makeup. The actual sheen of stuff, like the satiny feel and stuff like that, is actually really, really good. I have compared these just on my arm to myself with some of my other highlighters, and I definitely think that the highlighters here are what make this palette, which is kind of a no-brainer considering it's Becca and Jaclyn Hill. But for the blushes, and these are really growing on me. I do like all of the shades, and so color good, packaging great. The quality is really good, and I guess what it really comes down to is price point. And would I buy this again? Definitely, I would buy this again if I hit pan, which this I can't actually see myself hitting pan because I don't have a lot of similar products, at least with those highlighters. I think those are going to be my new go-to shades. This does come out on June 26th, I believe, in stores. And I did kind of stalk Sephora's site to get this. I was on 10 minutes early and was able to snag one. I don't really get what that was about. But yeah, I don't like that they're doing limited edition stuff. I just kind of like, I think it's really good from a marketing standpoint, considering that like I owned a kid shop for a long time, and I also, you know, I understand that from a marketing standpoint. Like, that's really good. But as a consumer, it kind of sucks. And I think that if she does more palettes, I definitely would, like a collab palettes, I definitely would be interested in that. With this one, I would be very excited to see a second palette from her, from Jaclyn Hill and Becca. So I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, feel free to leave me a comment, because I totally want to know who's following me and would love to follow you guys back. And I just had a lot of fun with this one. So if you guys want to see more makeup videos, you can go ahead and subscribe. I also am doing more techie videos for the tech products that I've got. I have a brand new laptop that I'm going to go over next, I think. For me, it's brand new. Let me know what you guys are interested in seeing from me, because, you know, YouTube channels are a lot about community, so I'm excited to do some of these things with you guys.